And both sides on the floor getting ready for the game ahead, and it's almost that time. Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. And roaming the sideline for tonight's game, our Allie LaForce. And a moment to check out now what Utah has coming up. On Friday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the Sacramento Kings. Then on Sunday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets.
And that game against Houston, you know they want to come out and make a big statement in that one. It won't be easy, but anything can happen.
The starters for the Utah Jazz, Walker Kessler is out there with Kyle Filipowski. Then it's George. Then there's Bailey. And it's Markkanen in at the three, the small forward. And for the Warriors, Richardson is out there at Curry. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And there's Jimmy Butler and Richard. Greg, how about this matchup we have here tonight? Two teams that really like to shoot the three.
It's going to be a shootout, Kevin. Something we see more and more of in today's NBA. I think whichever team makes more threes wins this one.
Pass to Filipowski. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Now, here's Richardson to the middle. Here's Richard, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. Pass to Filipowski. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Here's Richardson.
He is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. What a great look here at this tremendous move from our AT&T Connected Cam point of view. Now, here is George. His last outing, he had 18 points. Pass to Filipowski. Back to George. And such a nice move to make the basket work.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all three levels.
The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Steve Kerr gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight, and he said we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you. Clock is at 3. Curry. Kessler with the rebound. And here are the Jazz now. I'm told now by our producer, do we have them, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charania. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
After 4 seasons in Golden State, Jonathan Kuminga moves on, and he was the guy that they drafted number 7 overall. But after a lengthy free agency saga in which the Warriors and Kuminga exchanged several proposals, and they had several sign and trade discussions, Kuminga lands elsewhere. So his run in Golden State is over. They're losing a good young player. Let's see how they can replenish the cupboard there in Golden State.
Certainly something to watch. And Shams, we appreciate the report. Now George, after Jimmy Butler missed from long range, puts it up from 12. George, no good. Golden State's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Richardson kicks to Butler. Curry on the wing. Drives to the hoop. Can't cash in from close range. Pass to Bailey. Inside. Shot's good by Filipowski. Filipowski's got his second bucket.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Really played well against Portland in his last outing. Here's Richardson. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
and not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right, he stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
George with the ball. Guarded by Kerr. Puts up a three. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Outside Butler. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
And this kind of shot defines who Butler is. Just a bulldog who embraces finishing against the tight cover.
Bailey with the ball. Richardson covering. Three-pointer, Markkanen. It's good from long range.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens. Boy, at some point, you've got to realize there might be a better option standing next to you. This guy has not made one basket in this period.
Here's Bailey. His three-pointer's off the mark. Warriors trail by 3. Butler with the ball. George picks him up. Here's Giannis. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Just simply overpowers the defense. Giannis flexing that near 7-foot frame.
The Warriors shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
The Warriors making a switch here. Curry's checked in. We have the first leg of the NBA season, Greg, now behind us. The standings starting to come into shape.
Yeah, right now is when you can make sense of wins and losses. Who you play matters so much early on, but things have started here to balance out.
To the paint. Here's Kessler. It's hauled in by Richardson.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Curry. Scoreless thus far.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Oh, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving. No doubt whatsoever.
And here we go. Fast break. Curry's got it. It's stolen by Bailey. In the corner, George with it. Outside, Markkanen. Pass to Bailey. Nice ball movement by Utah. Shot clock at 2. Kessler. Another miss by Utah.
That's not a bad shot, but this isn't really his shot.
Oh, and the jam by Richardson.
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Now, here is George. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Markkanen can't get it to go. Warriors leading by 4. Richardson dishes to Curry. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Jackson Davis is checked in for Quentin Post. And let's take a moment to honor the Western Conference Player of the Week, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, you talk about a player displaying complete dominance on the floor. This is it. And it seemed like he could do no wrong as he was a factor in really every facet of the game. A truly remarkable performance.
Here's Collier. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Boy, he had a clear look at it. Ooh, you hate to miss chippies like that.
Right side Curry. The 19-foot shot. Utah with the rebound. This game against Golden State is the first time they've met this season. There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the fore.
Bailey has a smooth
jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof.
Richardson outside. Curry on the wing. Over Bailey. And the Warriors miss again.
Boy, he's definitely covered well there. And we know he can knock down the fadeaway shot. Just didn't fall there.
And the rejection by Curry. Fires from way outside. Curry with another miss.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Curry brings the double. Pass to Kessler. And here is Markkanen. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Markkanen's got 5.
Boy, the man from Finland is very confident in that jumper. Markkanen, no doubt.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guy. So it's both teams making substitutions here. A moment now to check out some different look here for the Warriors. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Quentin Post. Butler comes in for Trace Jackson-Davis. Richardson, he's checked in for Moses Moody. And Curry subbed in for Hield. Pass to Markkanen. Filipowski with it. Butler covering. Curry with the steal. So on the floor for Utah, we've got Collier. Lauri Markkanen is out there with Kyle Filipowski. Then there's Walker Kessler. And it's George in at the 2-guard spot. And now Allie LaForce says something for us from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, when someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri. Back over to you, Kevin.
Ooh, that's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thank you for the report.
An incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And, guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. Outside, George. Markkanen sets the pick for George. Pass to Collier. Misses the 3.
If he's got that much space, he's got the green light. He just doesn't make it. Boy, his teammates have really picked him up. But I'm sure, boy, they'd love something down the stretch out of this guy.
George passes to Collier. The Jazz working the ball around now. Now George. Antetokounmpo defending, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And Greg, everyone talks about the importance of basketball IQ. Can you win in the NBA with a low IQ team?
Boy, it would be tough. I mean, there's a reason younger teams typically don't win at the highest level, but you need to take those lumps and get that experience and learn from those lessons.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it, more than capable of scoring at all 3 levels.
Trey Murphy's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And a switcher also for Utah. Bailey's checked in for Collier.
Even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
That is the competitiveness he brings to the table. Every night you're going to get great effort from him.
Curry against George. Pass to Markkanen. Fires for 3. Kept alive. Now Filipowski. And here's George for 3.
Just doesn't seem to have it here in the second quarter.
No basket with that shot. Having trouble finding his range. He's 1 for 5. Outside Curry. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
He needs to look to try to drive inside and get going. That outside shot is simply not there.
The shot's good. Bailey's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And at about 6'9", Bailey is good at using that size inside. Looking like a polished vet on that tape.
Now here's Curry. He's got 18. Really left alone that time.
unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
To the inside. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
So much of that was the timing. Butler finishing as you might expect from this guy.
For the Warriors, they won their last contest, that game against the Trailblazers. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing.
6 to shoot. Curry way outside. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Now, here is George. Marking in from outside. Warriors with the rebound. And we've been following this group's absolute dominant season, winning most games in blowout fashion.
Truly record-setting fashion. Nonetheless, though, it's been demoralizing to teams facing this group. I mean, before halftime, teams are often down by 15 or 20 points. We might be witnessing another blowout in the making here tonight.
And stolen by Richardson. And he's going up with the alley-oop.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
It's tipped. And now Curry running the floor all by himself.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And the Jazz with possession here. The Warriors making the shot. Outside, George. Bailey with the ball. Curry meets him. Pass to Filipowski, trying to get something going, and that one is off.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Right side Curry. Over Bailey. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Warriors ahead, running away with it. We've got more hoops coming your way in just a moment.
Greetings, everybody. Before we review the first half, let's take an early season peek at how the Western Conference is shaking out so far. Well, any impression, you knuckleheads?
Yeah, I can do a few. My best is probably...
Shaq. He meant impressions of the standing, not like being an impersonator.
I know that, Kenny. Why you always gotta be spoiling my fun, huh?
Changing focus now to that first half. A brutal game so far for the Jazz.
They've looked weak defensively. If you got any pride, they need to show it soon.
Yeah, they're serving up a buffet inside, and the other team's going for seconds and thirds.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Curry has been sensational.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
And after a very lopsided first half, We'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. We've got Butler. Curry is out there with Richardson. And then there's Antetokounmpo and Richard. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. And the Warriors with possession here after the basket by Utah. Richardson kicks to Butler. Back to Richardson. 6 on the shot clock. Down low. Here's Curry. Plays it up and banks it in. Curry's got 8 points.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
And there's the call on Curry. That's foul number 2 for him.
Team foul.
Outside, George. Here's Bailey. Off target with his 3.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Markkanen down low. Defended by Butler. Markkanen's gotten just 4 of his 10 shots to fall here, shooting 40%. Here's Richardson. Almost, but it rolls out. The Jazz have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
To me, great offensive players have got to be able to draw contact and get to the free throw line. Keontae George does just that.
And you look at the addition of Jimmy Butler. G.A., why has he been such a fit for the Warriors?
He really is an unselfish, high IQ superstar, and that's what the Warriors are all about. And his isolation, interior scoring has given them another look offensively.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. And in the summer of 2022, Greg, the Utah Jazz traded away their franchise cornerstones, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And that signaled the beginning of their rebuild, but they've overachieved for a couple of seasons now. That ended last year when they really bottomed out.
Now Markkanen, after Jimmy Butler missed from long range. Kessler with the bucket.
Kessler always looking to score down low. A nice finish inside.
Here's Antetokounmpo. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Second personal foul.
And GA, we know Coach Steve Kerr has been up front. In order to win, the Warriors need to take and make a lot of threes.
Well, it's the superpower of their best player. And the arrival of Jimmy Butler has provided some balance. But threes are still their best bet.
That free throw, no good. And last season, the Utah Jazz DB finishing with the worst record in franchise history.
And that, Kevin, is a striking contrast from a period of time where the Jazz, one of the league's winningest teams. But you start to lose in the hopes that you can get high draft picks. But for all of that losing a season ago, they slide in the lottery, and patience is required yet again.
And the second free throw, good.
And what I love about Giannis, yeah, he's a superstar, an MVP, a champion, but best of all, Giannis is an incredible ambassador for the game. And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
They get the rebound. The shot missing.
Boy, a brutal start to the half. 1 for their first 5 attempts.
Markkanen finds George. Now Bailey. Here's Filipowski. Takes it off the glass. Filipowski's got 8 points.
A nice pass by the rookie Bailey. They love seeing Ace set up others.
Here's Butler. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
Well, guys love to score, but the differentiator is, can you do it at an efficient clip? And right now, that's what's happening.
Markkanen against Butler. And George, here we go. And it's George finishing it off.
Aggressive slash from the young guard. George fears no one when attacking the basket.
It's Richardson on the wing. Outside Butler. Curry on the wing. Clock at 6. Kicks it out to Richardson. It's stolen by Bailey. Left side, George. Pass to Filipowski. Nice ball movement by Utah. George against Butler. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Takes the 3. The shot by Filipowski, no good.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Curry passes to Richardson. Rebounded by Bailey. Bailey's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And finished off by Bailey.
I like Bailey attacking the rim at that size.
Richardson finds Antetokounmpo. Curry on the wing. He's got 8. Drains the three-pointer. Curry's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, we know this guy is always a threat offensively. You can't lose sight of him.
George passes to Bailey. Now Filipowski. 8 points for him. George, no good. Here's Richardson. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Richardson's got 12 points in the game.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
I think this is what we call, quote, running a team off the floor. They have been fantastic in transition.
Kessler with it, covered by Giannis. George looking over the floor. Knocked away. Curry with the steal. Ball going up court. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. And that aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
That's good from George. Well, we know the Jazz have been up front. Before you can rebuild, Doris, you got it. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
So now, let's send it over to the sideline where Allie LaForce is standing by with our player of the game.
Steph, I know it's still early, but how do you evaluate this team and its ability to go the distance?
In terms of communicating about our principles and how we're going to be successful, trying to chase that championship, we're definitely on the same page. Just a matter of staying focused every night, giving the best effort we can, and just, enjoying the journey because it's a long year.
Well, you've been there. You know what it takes. Thanks, Steph.
Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. And that about wraps it up. So for Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us. And so long, everyone.